trade deals or economic pressure. The real story behind America's July 9th deadline world of global trade is once again at a turning point, this time driven by the United States. According to U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Washington is in the final stages of negotiating several trade agreements, with announcements expected in the coming days. The urgency? Former President Donald Trump's July 9 tariff deadline, a date looming like a sword over America's key trading partners. What's so important about July 9th? On July 9, 2025, a temporary suspension of punitive tariffs in many countries is set to expire. If no new trade deals are finalized by then, previously suspended tariff rates, some as high as 70%, will automatically snap back into effect. In other words, no deal? Higher tariffs. Washington's diplomatic pressure play Bessent confirmed that the U.S. is focusing on 18 key trading partners, countries that make up 95% of America's trade deficit. These include the UK, EU, India, Vietnam, Thailand, China, and other Asian economies. If countries don't reach a deal in time, they've been warned, by August 1st, they'll be hit with high tariffs on a broad range of goods. What kind of deals are these? These are not full free trade agreements FTA letters. Instead, they are limited, product-specific arrangements designed to protect U.S. industries, reduce trade imbalance, signal strength in the lead-up to a critical election season. In many cases, they're being fast-tracked with little room for negotiation. What it means for the global economy: this aggressive U.S. strategy may achieve short-term goals, but it raises long-term concerns. Countries are being pressured into last-minute trade deals or facing economic penalties. Developing economies, heavily reliant on the U.S. market, may be forced to accept imbalanced or unequal terms. The pressure tactics could lead to growing mistrust in the global trade system. Commentary: diplomacy or economic blackmail? Washington's approach feels like a mix of strategic diplomacy and economic coercion. On one hand, it's a smart move, forcing countries to the table. On the other, it could backfire by pushing nations to diversify away from U.S. markets, strengthen regional trade blocs like BRICS, RCEP, etc. This might be a short-term win, but possibly a long-term weakening of U.S. trade influence. What this means for countries like Pakistan: if major players like India and China secure favorable deals, it could tilt regional trade balances. Countries like Pakistan should diversify their export destinations and regional alliances in value-added industries to avoid overdependence on any single foreign market. Conclusion: the July 9th deadline is more than just a date. It's a litmus test for global trade diplomacy. Will the world bend to U.S. pressure or begin to pivot away from it?